Hi everybody and welcome to SCG Reviews. My name's Will Jones and today we're going to be taking a look at Island Dice. It's going to be a fun one. Island Dice is a competitive tile-based exploration and conquest game for 2 to 4 players. The idea is that each player represents a rival group of explorers, each trying to check out this mysterious tropical island and bring it under their control by making friends with all the natives. The island itself is represented by this variable grid of hex tiles, and then there's various meeple and cubes that represent your guys, the natives, and the various monsters and hazards around the island. As the name suggests, this game is heavily dependent on dice, and every single turn you're going to roll roughly a metric ton of dice to determine what things you can do that turn. I don't have time to get into right now what each of the specific dice does, but suffice it to say that there's a lot of variety in the things that you can choose to roll and the different abilities that the dice give you. You have a lot of different choices of strategy at any given time, including attacking the natives, befriending the natives, attacking other players, or taking control of these sort of roaming monsters around the island. Eventually, though, you have to achieve one of two goals. You either have to kill all of the other players' explorers, or befriend all of the native tribes by having emissaries in each of their villages simultaneously. Okay, Island Dice is the worst game I have ever played in my life. It boggles my mind to think of just how completely non-functional this game's mechanics are. Before, during, and after my first games of this thing, I had to read through the rulebook several times, cover to cover, just to make sure I wasn't completely misunderstanding how the game was played, because I thought surely no one would ever make the rules this way. But alas, we were playing it right, and it just genuinely makes no sense. So I could talk about the extreme randomness and how it's impossible to actually construct a strategy because you're rolling so many dice, you can't depend on anything, and the only people who are actually going to get anything out of that mechanic are people who actually fetishize dice to like a criminal extent. I could talk about the fact that even when the dice rolls go your way, their effects are so sporadic and minimalist that it's extremely unsatisfying. You never feel like you're actually getting anything done. I could talk about the fact that building up a stronger army of explorers is most of the time actually a detriment because of the way that the economy of feeding your explorers scales. No. Any one of those things would kill an otherwise good game and make it unplayable. But the true gem of Island Dice is something completely different that I've never seen. This coup de grace against enjoying the game has to do with how you move your explorers. When designing movement in this game, the creators made one monumental error, and that is that each explorer has to move independently of each other explorer. That is to say, that each explorer takes up movement points independently of the others. The effect of that is that when any group of explorers wants to move together, they move exponentially slower as the size of their group increases. And that one thing completely hamstrings your ability to get anything done in this game, because it's a game about exploring, which is about moving by its very nature, and it's very difficult to move your guys around in any kind of strength. Plus, intuitively, that's just not how people work. If I can walk 30 miles in a day, and then I meet my friend Dave and we decide to take a walk together, the two of us can't then just cover 15 miles in the same period of time. We're working together. We're not slowing each other down. And they call this a game of explorers, but really the way that it works is much more like armies, because there's an attacking mechanic in which attackers gain benefits for outnumbering the defenders. Sounds like any sort of military game. Well, imagine if you're assembling an army and each individual soldier you add to it starts slowing the army more and more towards a crawl. You can never actually get anywhere to attack anyone in strength. So what ends up happening is that everyone in Island Dice just stays right where they are, right on the base where they started, because no one wants to move out and make themselves more vulnerable, and you just hope that some random earthquake or monster eats your opponents and hands you the victory. My gaming group has been over this backwards and forwards, and we cannot figure out any reason why you would ever actually do anything proactive in this game other than just, oh, you're supposed to. Because everything that you do with your explorers, actually exploring the island, actually decreases your chances for victory. You're better off just sitting at home hoping for the best, which is really not a game at all. I honestly cannot imagine what the designers were thinking here. For a while I thought surely they just didn't playtest anything at all and just made up random rules, sort of like Michael Bay coming up with a movie script. Then I went online and watched every game demonstration and rules explanation and a little Kickstarter video and everything that I could, and they actually did put some time and effort into this, and I have no idea where it went. Island Dice is a non-game. Everyone that I've played with is now dumber for having experienced it. I award it no points, and may God have mercy on your souls. So that is my very measured experience with Island Dice. Thank you for watching. I really needed to get that off my chest before I exploded. Really hope you enjoyed the review. Go ahead and click below to like and subscribe to us for more great videos from Stone Circle Games. And until then, Have fun around the table.